wanted to show you guys the changes I made. I went from this sticking up looking like a flagpole to this. You can see I put my check valve on my solar hot water tank at an angle now, and put on this new faucet and put this whole end piece on. A check valve, again, it's what it does is allows air in, but doesn't allow water to flow back out, so when you slam on your brakes it's not gonna soak down the car behind you, but it still allows air in. The whole system is totally gravity fed. I bought these end pieces, and I sawed off the old end. I sanded off all the paint and got it sanded all the way back, glued on these end caps, and I got this end cap piece that screws on. I drilled it out, put my faucet on that, and then what I did is, since it's actually the faucet's located in the center, I had to put this hose with this weighted weight at one end so that it would always be submerged in water when the water level is at half or lower than half full in the tank, and that allows for the water to still continue to flow out even though the faucet itself is located in the center. I set it up so that it would have this end cap that screws on, and of course was always having a hard time trying to figure out what am I going to do when I need to actually clean this system out, if I ever needed to flush it out. So that fixed that problem. Now I can just unscrew it. Now, in order to make these end caps watertight, I would advise, if you do this, you have to use that thread tape around the threads. Put it on every time you reattach your end cap, otherwise it's going to leak. And as you can see, got hot water flowing out my hot water side. There's the cold. Here's what the idea I had. I bought this thing. It's a collapsible water container, 5-gallon water container. And here's my idea. I'm going to take this cap off and rig a regular water faucet up to it, like, you know, a garden hose faucet, and when it's full of water, in theory, you should be able to set something with some weight on top of it, and the weight will be pushing down, putting pressure on it, and that will cause water pressure in my water line. That'll give me a lot more pressure than I've had, and I think it's gonna work, so let's try it. So here's the basic plan. I went out and bought this thing and this, and the plan is, because you can't find another cap just that exact size, my plan is I'm going to, you see how this cap has this centerpiece in, I'm going to knock this out, have this totally open. All these ridges I'm going to have to sand down to make it as smooth as the rest of the edge. Then I'm going to put this on, cinch this hose down, and then this will go in there, cinched down. I'll drill this out and make a hole for my faucet to go on, and that should make it so that it's watertight and plummet. So let's get to work. Alright, so I have the cap all ground down and pushed down in there. Now it's just a matter of just taking my hose clamp and screwing it on, and then we'll work on the other side. Okay, so what I've done is I drilled a hole out here. I'm going to use this on the back side of it to as a ring to hold it in place to this, and I'm going to use rubber O-rings, of course, but what I have to do is drill this out so that it'll twist all the way up instead of stopping at the back there, because otherwise it'll just stop there and it'll be too loose. Alright, so I got everything drilled out here. Getting some O-rings. Not sure what size I need here. Alright, so I got everything all together. Got it mounted on here. And I got the O-rings on the front and on the back. And now it's just a matter of putting it on here. Okay, so here is the setup that I have. I have this big old chain inside a pillowcase sitting on top of my jug with my faucet coming out. That's my weight. The reason I took this trash can and I cut it down and cut a split down the front of it. And the reason I did that is because through trial and error, I discovered that as the water jug goes down, you can't guarantee which way it's gonna tilt. And one day I was driving down the road and then a big old chain just fell out onto the floor. Scared me to death. So this is the setup that I have in order to keep that from happening. And now I just got to put it all back up in where it goes on the shelf. So here's the hookup. Got the line hooked in there. Got the drain line hooked up. Now I run this bungee cord. I don't know if you can see that in there. Run this bungee cord as a means to keep this, whenever I make a hard left turn, I don't want the whole system to fall out of the cabinet onto the floor. So that just hooks up under there and that keeps it all in place. Now I'm just going to turn on the water and let's see how it works. And here's the test. Pretty good stream, a little stream of water flowing there. And so it works. Also wanted to show you a couple little other changes that I made in the van recently. Went ahead and hooked this up here. Just I put my blackout curtain on a shower curtain rod that I just got running across and sits down really tight, and it makes it very convenient. So when you want privacy, you can just pull it shut. You don't have to snap it in place and everything. So I guess I got all these snaps here for no reason. Well, I'm sure I can figure out something to put up there someday. But yeah, makes it real convenient for my blackout curtain. Just pull it across and find the nearest snap here. snap it in place. And with the door shut, let me put this one up. Totally blacked out. Another thing that I added to make things more convenient, bought this at Lowe's for 13 bucks. It's just a gauge that you can screw onto your propane tank, and it shows you how far you are till you run out. And that's incredibly convenient so that you don't ever run out of propane. You know how far you got to go before it'll be empty. Well, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more like it, why don't you go ahead and hit subscribe if you want. And most of all, I pray that you have a blessed day in Jesus. Thank you. God bless you.